We just went through all the main sections of both the balance sheet and the profit and loss or income statement. So how do you know when it's time to record a sale? If you're a photographer and take a deposit for a wedding that doesn't happen until next year, why do you have to pay tax on it now? If you know that you'll pay for a big expense just after year end, but want to take the expense in the current year before you actually pay for it because you want to get the tax deduction, can you? These answers all have to do with an important distinction related to how you present your financials, which translates into when you pay tax on income and which expenses get applied against that income. And this distinction is whether you're presenting your financials on an accrual or cash basis. We're going to talk about the accrual basis or method of accounting here. So the textbook definition is under the accrual basis of accounting or accrual method of accounting, revenues are reported on the income statement when they're earned. When the revenues are earned, but cash is not received, the asset accounts receivable will be recorded. Also under the accrual method of accounting, expenses are reported on the income statement when they match up to the revenues being reported, or when a cost has no future benefits that can be measured. When an expense occurs and cash has not yet been paid, a liability account will also be recorded. So the definition you need to know is that accrual basis accounting doesn't focus on when cash is received to determine when income is reported, but rather when the revenues were earned. So because of this, accrual basis accounting is the most accurate because it allows for the matching of income and expenses to better reflect profitability. However, that additional accuracy requires much more involvement with the books and can make the financial statement reporting more complicated. So where are they on my financials? Well, accrual basis accounting or the accrual method of accounting doesn't show up anywhere on the financials. Rather, it determines how the financials are presented. If you look at a balance sheet and see accounts receivable, which is an asset that represents amounts others owe you, and accounts payable, which is a liability that represents amounts you owe others, you can be certain that the financial statements are presented on an accrual basis. So here are some examples of reporting revenues using accrual basis accounting. So it's December 2021, I'm a photographer. I collect half of the payment, $3,000, for a wedding 3 months from now in March 2022. When the money is paid to me in December 2021, I don't record that $3,000 as income. When I receive that money, I record it as a liability. You can use an account, something like customer deposits, because I haven't yet earned that income. When the wedding happens in March, I receive the balance, which is another $3,000. And that is when I record the $6,000 of total income, because I shot the wedding in March, which is when the income was earned. Another example is I'm an accountant who performs advisory services for large corporate clients. So November 2021, I spent 100 hours on a single client and billed them that same month $12,000 for my services. Now, even though they have 60-day terms and will probably take every one of those days to pay me, I'll record that $12,000 as income in November 2021, even if I don't see payment until January 2022. So some examples of reporting expenses using the accrual basis of accounting. So it's December 2021. I'm the same photographer from up above. My studio rent is $850 a month and I have to pay utilities every month based on the usage from the prior month. So even though I don't receive a bill from them until January 2022, in December 2021, I'll record the expense of $850 for rent and $62 for utilities, even though I didn't even pay for the expense until February 2022. If you found this video helpful, we're real accountants and CPAs who work with hundreds of small business owners just like you every day. Check us out at engagecpas.com to see if we're a good fit for your business. We also have business courses available to help small business owners understand their business. They're for you to learn about your financials, your taxes, how to pick the right entity, tax myths, and everything else about your business. Learn at your own pace. Check those courses out on the Education tab on our website. You can also find us on Instagram at Engage CPAs.